The number one cause of stroke isn't what most people think. We're often told that the main culprits are high blood pressure and atrial fibrillation. And while that's true, it's only half the story. These are just symptoms, the visible tip of the iceberg hiding a much deeper problem. If you're looking for real senior health tips to protect your brain and heart, you need to understand the root cause. A heart surgeon once told me that nearly 100% of his patients had a thick layer of visceral fat surrounding their hearts. That fat doesn't appear by accident. It's a consequence. And it's the same consequence that leads to high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, and even the earliest signs of heart attack that can strike without warning, sometimes turning into a full-blown emergency. So what's the real mastermind behind all of this? It's not just aging or genetics. The hidden culprit is insulin resistance. And at the end of this video, I'll share the 3 powerful pillars of stroke prevention used by people who have successfully reversed their risk. This is the true root of the problem. When your body becomes resistant to insulin, it sets off a chain of silent, destructive reactions. It tells your kidneys to hold on to salt, causing high blood pressure. It triggers chronic inflammation, damaging your blood vessels and heart muscle, leading to atrial fibrillation, and it builds up dangerous visceral fat in the worst places. Think of it this way: insulin is the key that opens the doors of your cells to let sugar, energy, in. When you have insulin resistance, the locks on your cells become sticky and stubborn. The insulin key no longer works efficiently. To compensate, your body responds by making a giant keychain, producing more and more insulin to try and force the cell doors open. This constant high level of insulin is the source of the problem. It causes inflammation, fat storage, and throws your whole system out of whack. Luckily, you don't have to wait for a blood test to know if you're at risk. Your body sends out very clear signals. Here are 7 of the most important clues. 1. A growing waistline. This is the number one sign. For men, a waistline over 40 inches, or for women, over 35 inches, is a major red flag. This measurement isn't just about the fat you can pinch under your skin. It reflects the dangerous visceral fat that's wrapping around your internal organs. 2. The appearance of skin tags or dark skin patches. Those small, fleshy growths that often appear on the neck, in the armpits, or in the groin area are a classic sign of high insulin levels. Similarly, dark, velvety patches of skin in these same areas, a condition called acanthosis nigricans, are another outward signal of an internal problem. 3. Your blood pressure starts to creep up. Maybe your doctor has mentioned your numbers are a little on the high side, for example 135/85, and has told you to keep an eye on it. This is not a random event. As mentioned before, high insulin directly tells your kidneys to retain salt and hardens your arteries, pushing your blood pressure up. 4. Abnormal blood fat numbers on your lab results. If your blood test shows that your triglycerides are high and your HDL, the good, cholesterol is low, that's a telltale combination that almost guarantees you have insulin resistance. 5. You struggle to lose weight, especially belly fat. Insulin is the fat storage hormone. When its levels are always high, your body is essentially locked in storage mode. No matter how little you try to eat, your body is extremely reluctant to burn the fat it already has. 6. You often feel hungry and can't go long between meals. Do you find yourself needing to eat constantly, or do you get shaky and irritable, hangry, if you miss a meal? This is caused by blood sugar swings. High insulin makes your blood sugar crash after you eat, triggering intense hunger and powerful cravings for sweets or carbs. It's a vicious cycle. 7. Feeling tired and sluggish after a meal. It is not normal to feel like you need a nap after a carb-heavy meal, like a big bowl of pasta or a plate of rice. That's a sign of a massive insulin surge released to handle all that sugar, which then causes your energy to plummet. If you have 2 or more of these 7 signs, please consider it a serious wake-up call. High blood pressure and atrial fibrillation are the first smoke alarms. They are not separate diseases that appear out of nowhere. They are the direct consequences, the emergency signals your body is forced to send after years of fighting against constantly high insulin levels. Taking a pill to lower blood pressure without fixing the root cause, insulin resistance, is like mopping the floor while the sink is still overflowing. You might manage the mess for a little while, but you never fix what's causing the flood. When you are insulin resistant and this hormone level is always high, your kidneys get a constant signal to hold on to salt. Salt holds on to water. More water in your bloodstream means higher blood volume, which puts tremendous pressure on your blood vessel walls, like a balloon being blown up to its breaking point. A healthy blood vessel is soft and flexible. High insulin levels, however, are a powerful source of inflammation. This chronic inflammation attacks and damages the delicate inner lining of your arteries. Over time, this damage turns into plaque, making your once flexible pipes hard and narrow. Pumping blood through a hard, narrow plumbing system requires much higher pressure. High insulin also puts your body on constant high alert, making your heart beat faster and causing your blood vessels to constrict. It's a state of prolonged physical stress that pushes your blood pressure even higher. This is one of the reasons many people mistakenly believe that mental stress is the root cause of stroke. Insulin resistance is the main cause of visceral fat, including the layer of fat that surrounds your heart, known as pericardial fat. This fat is far from harmless. It acts like a living organ, constantly leaking inflammatory substances directly onto your heart muscle. This irritation makes your heart more likely to develop an irregular rhythm. This is one of the most direct causes of atrial fibrillation. Now that you understand the number one cause of stroke, we'll move on to the 3 pillars of prevention, learned from people who have successfully reversed their risk. But first, if you're finding this video helpful, please take a moment to subscribe to our channel to show your support. Pillar 1. Be mindful of what you eat. The golden rule for putting out the fire of insulin resistance is actually very simple. We have to stop pouring fuel on it. The fuel is any food that causes your insulin levels to spike. Let's start with the biggest enemy we need to face: sugar in all of its forms. Sodas, candy, desserts, and even boxed fruit juices are like sugar bombs, causing an insulin tidal wave the moment you consume them. Right alongside sugar are its cousins, refined carbohydrates. White bread, pasta, white rice, and most sugary breakfast cereals are broken down by our bodies into sugar almost instantly. They trigger an insulin response that's no different than eating straight sugar. And there's another silent culprit that many people overlook: industrial seed oils like soybean, corn, or canola oil. When used frequently, they cause inflammation at a cellular level, making insulin resistance even worse. So, once we've cut back on the harmful stuff, what should we fill our plates with? Think of the brave firefighters. These are quality proteins like meat, fish, and eggs, which keep you feeling full with very little impact on insulin. They are healthy fats, the good friend we've misunderstood for so long. It's time to stop being afraid of the natural fats in avocados, olive oil, nuts, and real butter. They provide a clean and steady source of energy that does wonders for stabilizing your blood sugar. And of course, we can't forget fiber-rich vegetables. They act like a protective shield, slowing down digestion and keeping everything in balance. Pillar 2. When you eat. Our bodies, especially our digestive systems, weren't designed to be working constantly. The modern culture of snacking and eating many small meals throughout the day is one of the main reasons our insulin levels are always high. Every single time you eat, even just a little bit, you trigger an insulin response. To reverse this, you have to give your body a priceless break. The most powerful tool for this is called intermittent fasting. But that sounds much more complicated than it really is. At its simplest, it just means narrowing your eating window. Start with an easy goal. Finish dinner by 7 p.m. and don't eat anything again until 7 a.m. the next morning. You're asleep for most of that time anyway. One of the most impactful changes you can make is to completely cut out snacking between meals. This creates golden periods of time for your insulin to come down, giving your body the chance to switch from fat storage mode to fat burning mode. Pillar 3. How you move. Think of your muscles as giant sponges designed to soak up sugar from your bloodstream and turn it into fuel. The moment you use them, they go to work, pulling sugar out of your blood quickly and efficiently, often without needing much help from insulin. And here's the secret most people overlook. One of the simplest, most powerful exercises isn't running marathons or spending hours in the gym. It's taking a 15-minute walk right after your main meal. That short walk acts like a switch, immediately shuttling the sugar from your food into your muscles to be burned as energy. The result? You sidestep a huge, unnecessary insulin spike. But walking is just the beginning. Strength training, even the simplest kind, multiplies the effect. You don't need a gym membership, fancy machines, or a bodybuilder's routine. Push-ups, squats, resistance bands, or a pair of light dumbbells at home are enough. Every bit of muscle you build becomes a brand new storage tank for sugar, teaching your body to respond to insulin the way it's supposed to. When you commit to moving with purpose, you're not just lowering a blood pressure reading or chasing better lab numbers. You're rewiring your metabolism at the root level, extinguishing the fire before it ever becomes a threat. And that, more than anything else, is the most powerful stroke prevention strategy you can take. For more life-changing insights, don't miss our other videos on the early warning signs of stroke, the hidden signs of heart attack, and the best senior health tips to protect yourself before an emergency ever strikes.